All right. I think we're live now. We'll see what happens here. Let's see. There's a little bit of a delay. How you guys doing tonight? All right. Yeah, it looks like it's gone. So, what's your definition of a boss bitch? Rambo says. I don't know what that even fucking means, dude. What's your definition of a boss bitch? I was trying to get the Pluralsight thing up and running. Like, there's a card. There's some cards here, so you guys can see the cards that are up in the video here. But yeah, so tonight's topic of let's take our shirts off and talk about is Pluralsight. Since I'm doing a big Pluralsight promotion, they gave me a good coupon code to do like $100 off an annual membership. So we could talk about that, but we could talk about whatever. Obviously, I'm going to answer whatever questions. So hey, what's up, Eric? Eric says I thank Elliot Holst for guiding me through my teens and for you in my 20s. Love you, man. Cool. Appreciate that. I appreciate being compared to Elliot Holst. He's an awesome guy. He actually inspired a lot of the way that I do my YouTube channel, right? So I watched him and I was like, this is cool. I like this raw kind of, just telling it like it is style. And he had a lot of really good things to say. So it's unfortunate that he stopped making videos because I really enjoyed his content, his videos. But nothing can last forever. Those pecs are 90% out of. All right. So next thing you know, John is going to be on Pornhub. I don't like where the shirtless is heading. Yeah, but that's my thing, man. Like you gotta have a thing. You gotta have a thing. Today the thing is let's take our shirts off and talk about. I'd love to do. You know what I'd love to do? I'd love for this to catch on and to start doing interviews with people. Like, wouldn't it be cool if I like interviewed Stephen Pressfield and it's like, okay, you're it's like have you guys seen Between Two Ferns with Jack Gyllenhaal, whatever it is? My dream for this, like for these live streams, would be that it'd be like that, like this show would be like, let's take our shirts off and talk about it. And I'd have like famous people on here and they would take their shirts off and we'd like have an interview. That would be pretty cool. You gotta admit that would be pretty damn cool, right? You know what I mean? Like, get Obama on here, taking his shirt off, fucking flexing, right? And do an interview. But maybe Stephen Pressfield. We'll start with that. I'm sure I could get Brandon Carter. I'm sure he'd be all up for that. So maybe I'll have to do that sometime. So what? Let's see. We got some questions here. I sort of did this sort of very spur of the moment, so I didn't advertise this ahead of time at all. So Kareem says, "Lose weight, Tubby." All right, buddy. I like it. I like your attitude. So yeah. So anyway, so we'll see how many people show up, but. What do we got here? Can you start a valuable software product with one person? From Grant. I think that's totally possible. I don't see any reason why you can't start a valuable software product with one person, right? I mean, today it's even easier because of mobile applications, because of all the frameworks and all of the tools that you have that can I mean, you can use something like even game development today is possible with one person because you've got tools like Unity 3D and so many tools out there that make it that you can take a shortcut to building apps, right? You don't have to. It's not like the Win32 days when you had to like build all of this stuff up from scratch. There's so much stuff out there. So I think a single person could definitely build a product today, and tons of people do it all the time, right? So, all right. Let's see. The Ultimate Piccolo says, then you can only talk with body confident people. Not necessarily. I mean, some people were just like, fuck, I'm fat and I know it and I don't care. Like, it's got to be a thing. Like, it's got to be such a thing to be on the simple programmer. Let's talk with our shirts off. Let's talk about with our shirts off that people don't care. That they're just like, I'm going topless. So. Let's see. What do we got here? What do you guys got? So, I'm going to wait till there's more people, and then I'm going to talk about the Pluralsight stuff a little bit. If you guys got questions about that, since I made that the topic, or learning, right, that I'm happy to talk about that. So, let's see here. Madness Jack, what's up, man? How you doing? 14-year-old and trying to learn programming for cybersecurity. What language is best? So, awesome. 14. All right, cool. I don't know if your parents like my language, but for cybersecurity, you know what? I don't have a good answer for you. I don't know, what language that I would pick. Like I don't have an answer. But I will tell you this. The language probably is not as important as you think, right? I mean, I would do a search on cybersecurity and look for blogs on cybersecurity and whatnot, and see what some of the most popular bloggers, see what programming languages they're using, and I would pick one of those, right? That's how I would sort of research this and figure this out, or talk to someone who's doing, like one of the really good concepts that one of my good friends always harps on me, and this is like a Tony Robbins concept, is this idea of modeling, right? So one good way to ensure your success, or to really like shortcut your success in life, is to go and find someone who's already doing what you want to do, and who's already successful at it, who's maybe the best at that, and go and model. Like if you can get them to train you, and you can learn from them, great. But if not, just model them. Just see what they're doing, right? Spy on them, like stalk them, and then figure out what they're doing, and then start emulating that, start copying that, right? That's one of the best. In fact, one of the ways that copywriters become really good, like writing copy, if you guys aren't familiar, marketing, like the kind of, if you're on my email list and you've gotten some of the emails like promoting the Pluralsight promotion, my business partner Josh Earl, he's a really good copywriter. The copywriting is like writing persuasive like advertisement, essentially, right? That gets people to take action and do something. But one of the things that really good copywriters they do is that a lot of the training is that they actually by hand write out the actual copy of a better copywriter, right? Of famous sales pitches, famous copywriters. And by doing that, by just like, they're not even creating their own stuff, but by doing that, they sort of develop those skills, right? Van Gogh copied other paintings, right? A lot of artists, right? I've heard of writers that type the words of every single word in some of the novels that they thought were great in order to feel what it's like to write a great novel. You see what I'm saying? So modeling, like emulate someone that is doing what you want to do, and that's a really good shortcut, a really good hack for life. All right, let's see what we got here. So Yagnesh says, what advice do you have for someone who is failing a CS degree in university but really likes programming? Why? My advice is this. Look, dude, why are you failing a CS degree in university? If you really like programming, okay, you don't have to go to college, okay? And I'm usually against college. But if you're going to fucking do something, fucking do it, right? 9 or above, right? You've heard me say this before. If you're a subscriber to my channel, I want to make a fucking t-shirt that says #9 or above, because if you're gonna fucking do it, there's no excuse, right? Again, like I said, I don't necessarily think college is valuable for most people. I would skip college if I'm gonna advise someone honestly. But here's the thing: if you're gonna fucking do it, don't fail out of college. That's fucking dumb, because you're wasting your time and you're not getting a benefit, right? If you're going to college, get a perfect GPA. Like, go all out and do it, or don't go to college, right? So this is a totally separate thing than programming. You don't need a CS degree in order to become a programmer, right? If you want to become a programmer by getting your CS degree, then go fucking all out, or don't waste your time. Because the thing, I just had lunch with Noah Kagan today, who's down here in San Diego, and we were just talking, and we were talking about this concept of like so many people that he asked me this question. He said, John, do you know of people that have tried really hard, that have been at it for a long time, working hard, and they still fail? And I had to think about it, and a couple of people came to mind. And the thing that I figured out from analyzing those people was that the reason why they failed, even though they worked really hard, even though they spent a lot of time, 5 years or something, the reason why they failed was because the effort that they were putting in was like a 6 or a 7. It wasn't 9 or above. Whereas the people, like, it's almost guaranteed that you're gonna succeed if you put in the big effort. So what they were doing was they were wasting their time, because you can blow away 5 or 6 years of your life. Again, that's about what university is, right? Maybe 4 or 5 years, okay? But you can waste that fucking time putting in effort of 6 or 7 or 5, right? And you get no benefit from it, basically. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, maybe you get a paper, but you didn't actually fucking learn anything. You didn't actually like really develop any kind of skills. You just fucking wasted time, right? So you can do that, and you can do that in so many areas of life, or you can do something and put in a 9 or fucking 10 effort, and you get 5, 10, 100x the results. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you should never ever do something in life where you're putting in a 5 or a 6 effort. It's stupid. It's just a waste of fucking time. Okay? Because just putting in more effort, right? Putting in 50% more effort to take something to a 9 will get you 10x the result, or maybe 100x the result. You see what I'm saying? So if you're going to efficiently manage your time and your investment of energy in life, pour more of it into focused areas where you're going to give it your all, rather than spreading it out thinly, or not giving your full effort to things where you're giving 50% effort, 50% effort, 50% effort, 5 or 6, and then you get such a small return, right? The people who make the largest returns in life are the people who put 9s or 10s into what they fucking do, and they don't have to do as many things because they get such an exponential result. You see what I'm saying? Like, think of it as like life is a resource management game. Like, I talk about this all the time, so many analogies of this, but if you've played a resource management game, if you've played Warcraft or StarCraft or whatever, any one of those resource management games, you know that it's really important to manage the resources. And so if you spend resources on an inefficient production factory, or an inefficient soldier, or inefficient, right, it's a fucking waste, right? You should save the resources for the thing that gives you the higher return. Okay? And so that's the whole thing. It's like getting back to the college thing, if you're spending 4 years of your life and a lot of money, okay, and a lot of time and effort, and you're giving it a 5 or a 6, you're just fucking wasting that energy, time, money. All those resources are you're building a really shitty soldier. Like, you're investing in a really shitty resource. It doesn't make sense. It's the resource that no one uses. It's the Magic the Gathering card that no one puts in their deck because it's fucking stupid. It's not efficient. You see what I'm saying? So, but if you took all that time, all that money, and you invested it, either you're going to give it the 9 or 10 effort, or you invest it somewhere else where you're going to give it the 9 or 10 effort, you're going to get a ton more return and result. Does that make sense? Like, you guys, haven't been scrolling through the chat here because didn't want to get distracted, but this is what I'm saying here. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up or something if you agree with that, if that makes sense. Let me see. I'm catching up with the chat here. Since there's less people, I can actually kind of read the chat. Let's see. What do we got here? And by the way, you guys, if you really want to get a hold of my, there's a lot of chat, right? So you can do the whatever the tip thing, and I'll see the messages. I don't fucking care about making $10 on a fucking live stream, but I'm just telling you guys that that's an option that you have. So let me see. Your mom is a resource. That's a good one. That's clever. Very clever, Grant. Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. Kareem says, John, come out of the closet already. I look at me. I'm standing here on fucking YouTube with my shirt off. How much more out of the fucking closet could you be? I don't know what closet we're talking about, but whatever closet that I might have been in at some point, I'm definitely not in it anymore. I don't think so. So, all right. Can't tip, not available in my area. That's okay. I'm not asking for tips. I'm just telling you. So, okay. So let's talk. I think there's enough people. Let's talk a little bit about. I wanted to make sure I did the live stream tonight. I'm answering your questions, but I want to tell you something that I've got going on. Hey Diego, he says, put your shirt on, boy. Do you not read what this live stream is? This is let's take off our shirts and talk about. So you need to fucking take your shirt off, Diego. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, dude. So anyway, let's talk about. I'm going to talk real quick about the Pluralsight thing. So I've got a special deal. You should be able to find in the cards. Give me some. John's body is fake. I love that. It's like, yeah, I got a suit on right now. It's fake. I'm using some camera tricks. So, okay. So here's the thing. I got to talk about this. All right. So, because this is a really good deal. Already, like 200 people have taken me up on this deal. So, Pluralsight doesn't ever do fucking specials, right? I mean, it's annoying. Like, there's never any kind of sales. There's never any kind of discount. They finally gave me a discount. I was like badgering the hell out of them, and they finally gave me a discount to offer you guys. So, help me out, guys. Can you click on the card and see if there's the Pluralsight deal there? And if the link, click the link on I just want to make sure that this works, because I was having some trouble. That's why I was a little bit late to live stream, is I wanted to make sure I don't mess around with the cards. Usually my video guy does that. Rodrigo, he's awesome. But if you could just tell me real quick, I know there's a bit of a delay. If you guys could click, just go, hit the I, and if it's there, and click on the Pluralsight deal, and make sure that you're going to the page that gives you 33% off. I think it is like it basically gives you $100 off of an annual membership. Okay, I'll kind of wait here. There's no card. Is there no card? Really? No one's seeing a card here? So you see no card. Man, I don't know what the heck. It says 5 out of 5 cards used. So, like, it says that there's... Okay, so Kieran says it's there. So I think you guys have to, like, click somewhere up here. Like, there should be an I, right? If you guys are familiar, maybe it's on this side. I don't know. But, yeah, okay. So some of you guys are seeing that it works. Okay. So, like I said, yeah, the deal is you can get the annual membership for like $100 off. This is, it's like $200 a year instead of $300 a year. And this is like, if you haven't taken advantage of this deal, I highly, highly recommend that you take advantage of this deal, because this is like a ridiculously good deal. I've talked about Pluralsight a lot. Obviously, I'm a Pluralsight author. I'm biased. It's an affiliate link. I'm telling you this straight up. Okay? I make money off of it. It's a business. But it's also a really fucking good deal, because they never, ever do a discount like this. Not only that, but I also am offering... I put together a special course, it's a short course. It's a short video course telling you how to maximize your learning with Pluralsight. And I'm giving that away if you email me, John@simpleprogrammer.com, the receipt of this deal. And it's only good for tonight. I should have probably did a live stream earlier or something like that. Someone who is actually smart on YouTube would have done something better like that. But I'm letting you guys know, if you're here on the live stream, if you're able to catch the deal, and maybe it'll last until, depending on your time zone, in the morning. But if you're able to catch the deal, click the link, click on the card. I think if you're not able to click on the card, if you just go to simpleprogrammer.com/sale/save-100-dollars, simpleprogrammer.com/sale/save-100-dollars, you can get the deal. And like I said, you just got to send me the receipt that shows that you got the deal, and at John@simpleprogrammer.com, and I will send you the course that I created on how to succeed with Pluralsight. It's a short course. It's like a video thing, but it's a cool bonus, because a lot of people have asked me how to like optimize their learning with Pluralsight and whatnot. So anyway, I don't want to just like fucking plug this the whole time, but I just want to make sure that you guys know about this so that you can take me up on this offer, because it's really like a really good deal. Like it's unheard of for Pluralsight to offer this. And I'm not going to like preach on how great of a resource it is, but like for a lot of you that are like asking me questions about like how do I learn this technology or which technology and stuff, like this, to me, this is a no-brainer. If you can get Pluralsight for a year for $200, like you've got like thousands of courses that are going to teach you whatever that you want to know, right? You can access my courses, right, and all that stuff. So it's really a really good deal. So yeah. Anyway, okay. Is that good? Does anyone have any questions about that? By the way, if you do, let me know. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And, if you can't get the... Someone said they forgot the link already. All right. I'll give you the link one more time. All right. If you're not listening, listen up. Simpleprogrammer.com, that part's obvious, /sale/Pluralsight save dash 100 dash dollars. In fact, you know what? See, I could actually, if I were a smart person, I would put this in the chat. And so I'm going to pretend to be a smart person right now, and I'm going to actually just drop it in the chat so you've got the link. Okay. Yeah, so the deal is the same link on their website. I don't know if it's the same link on their website or not, but if you go through my link and you send me the receipt, which, I match them up, then I will give you the bonus that I'm offering through Simple Programmer. So that's why you would want to do it through me. Plus, I'm a pretty cool guy, so you want to help Simple Programmer. Like, I can't believe that you would not go through my link. So sad. All right. Can you pay in Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't know about that. So 404 not found. Like the link. Let me click the link. Make sure it works. Oh, what is this? Why is that 404 not found? Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Make sure this works. Okay, you could try. Why is this not working? This is not making me happy. If that link doesn't work, this link will definitely work. It's like a long link. Try to make it simple, but oh, you know what? Actually, that's not the link. Forget that one. That one won't work because that won't actually give you the credit for it. Hold on. I'll figure this out real quick. So this is why I need to have live support when I'm doing stuff like this, so that I don't have to try and figure this out myself. Did the link on the card work? Greg says it works. No, it doesn't seem to be working for me either. Such a waste of let me try this one more time. Check out my sales skills. I gave the wrong. Look, okay, the link worked when I just pasted this link. Let me try this one more time. Okay, so this link should work. Yeah, that works. I don't know what the 404 was about. I don't know what the difference is, but the link that I just put in the chat now, that one works. Okay. Anyway, there you go. See, this is what happens when I just okay, I need to quickly do this and don't plan this out. I really need to hire a tester at Simple Programmer, someone to test the shit to make sure that quality assurance that stuff works, because all the time we'll launch something or do something and then there'll be broken link or there'll be something like that. Someone's saying 404 still. So that link doesn't work when you click it in the actual chat? Oh, that's so weird. It was working and then it stopped working. I don't know why that would not work all the time. I'll tell you what. I can make a new link, I think. I don't know here. This is such a pain in the ass. Okay, I think I got this figured out, maybe. No, it redirects, so I can't catch it before it redirects. Okay, well, if the link worked for you, Okay. Oh, there we go. Well, Greg, no, the problem with that link, this is like delayed. The problem with that link is that it doesn't have the tracking code, so it won't give credit. What I can do is go into I can go into my email program and I can get the link from there. This is live troubleshooting, guys. This is how shit goes down. Look at the email. Here it is. But this is the exact same link that I gave you guys, and for some reason it didn't work. But then it works when I click it now. I don't know. Anyway. That should be it. Direct from my email program. Okay. I'm done with this. You know, if this, I hope that this works. If not, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like that should definitely be it. And like I said, like I'm reading it directly from the email program. Oh, you know what it might be? It might be the HTTPS or not. So HTTPS. I don't know if that makes a difference. simpleprogrammer.com/sale/pluralsight/save-100-dollars. That should be the link. If that doesn't work for you, I don't know what to tell you. Like I can't really do much. So, and if the one in the card works, that's the safest thing to do. It's the I above it. So you guys are hearing that. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on from this. Unless if you guys are struggling with it and having a problem, email me at here. Okay, if you tried the link and you have some kind of question about it and it's not working, right? And use a simple programmer link. If you're using a link that doesn't have simple programmer at the beginning, it's not going to give you credit, so you're not going to be able to get the bonus thing that I offered. But if you have a question because you feel like it's not working and the simple programmer link is not taking you to the Pluralsight page, email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com and I will email you the link directly so that you can make sure that you get this deal. Okay? So I really wanted to just spend 10 minutes talking about this and not waste everyone's time. But you know what? Whatever. Shit happens. Okay. What do we got? Give me a good question here. Black Blather says, so let's talk about feminism. Smiley face. Wink. Yeah. That's maybe not a subject to talk about. David has a good question. I wonder where I've heard this question for. In the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life? That's a good question. What is the last 5 years? What behavior or habit has most improved my life? New belief. So, gosh, I talk about this all the time. But honestly, the thing that's most improved my life was when I was at Tony Robbins' Date with Destiny seminar, and he said this a lot of different places, but he said that the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably live with. And I've probably told this story on a live stream before, but essentially what that flipped the script on me, because I was living my life trying to create as much certainty as possible, and then I started to realize that what I actually needed to create was more excitement and more uncertainty, and I started living my life in a way where I was willing to accept whatever consequences that happened because I was choosing my choices in life and I wasn't playing it safe anymore, right? I mean, some people would have said I was a risk taker then, but and again, it's not like I take stupid risks. I take calculated risks, but I'm willing to live my life now to the fullest to how I want to live my life, and whatever shit happens because of that, I'm willing to accept that. That's the unknown. That's the part that is the uncertainty that makes life fulfilling. And so that really changed things. It changed my thinking in so many ways, from approaching and overcoming fears to attacking things harder to like removing expectations from people and not allowing people to put expectations on me. A lot of the stuff that you hear on Simple Program on the channel, a lot of it in the last 2 years came from that mindset change, that shift, right? All those things that opened up new ways for me to interact with the world, to change myself and to change my own psychology. Because when you live your life thinking about that, and in that way, it's a radical shift, right? All of a sudden, you realize that all of these safe bets that you were making in life, that you don't need to make those safe bets. And so then you have to ask yourself, the question is, if I weren't playing it safe, what would I do? Right? And so that's my answer to that question. All right, let's see what we got. All right. Let's see what some good questions here. Semicon, John, you're inspiring me to get a divorce. Lol, Hey, if you're not happy, what can I say? I mean, I don't want to necessarily encourage you. I mean, you probably shouldn't take advice from someone on the internet. No, I don't know, but think about things. And if you're not happy, make a change. That's, I don't want to say, obviously, big life decisions. Let's not make them on the live chat, right? Maybe though. Maybe we make some big life decisions on live chat, but there's definitely got to be more to it than that. So let's see. So James Parker said, "How do I get a job at Simple Programmer?" Well, James, let me tell you something. If you just missed an opportunity, because you must not be on my email list. So go to simpleprogrammer.com, and when the pop-up comes up, put in your email to make sure you're on my email list. And you find out about all kinds of stuff like the Pluralsight sale. But I just recently put out a job request for people to apply to be a ghostwriter for taking my YouTube videos on this channel and making ebooks out of them. And actually, I think I did a YouTube video on it too. So that was a good opportunity, right? I don't have a huge amount of opportunities for people to get a job as a Simple Programmer. But I've talked about this before too. Another way to guarantee a job. And this is so I'm going to answer this in the bigger question, the bigger aspect of this is that just about any smart, and I'll say smart entrepreneur, you can show me a way that you can make me more money than it costs me to hire you, I will hire you, right? Now, the burden of proof is on you. That's what makes this tough, right? I did some videos a while back that people really didn't like. I mean, some people liked them, but some people didn't get it. And I said basically, if you bring me $50,000, you'll have a job as Simple Programmer. And I don't literally mean take $50,000 cash and bribe your way into a job, because I wouldn't give you a job if you just paid for it. But if you figure out some way, if you're for example, let's say here's a perfect example. Let me give you a perfect example. So I'm doing this Pluralsight promotion right now, right? Okay, so it's an affiliate deal, obviously. So Simple Programmer makes money when people sign up through the thing. It is an awesome deal, and I'm being totally transparent. So don't fucking shoot me because I'm making money. Okay, but here's the thing. Let's say that let's say that one of you right now in the chat room, you're or watching this video, you're man, I wonder if I took this link that for this Pluralsight promotion, and I went on Reddit, or I went on I figured out some communities, and I figured out some way. I don't know. If I knew, I would be doing it. But let's say you came up with some way that you could sell 100 subscriptions, right? And you're and then the next day you email me and you're John, check this out, dude. Did you see those 100 subscriptions that went up on your affiliate commission? Did you see that? I did that. Hire me. You're fucking hired. You're fucking hired just like that. You're fucking hired, right? You see what I'm saying? But that opportunity is always out there. There's always something. If you thought about how could I make a, okay, so let me give you an example, right? I'm making a really big fucking blip on Pluralsight's radar today because we sold like 200 subscriptions in 2 days. I don't think any affiliate's ever done that for them. So they're going to notice me. They're going to say, how can we do some more deals with you? Okay, so if you want to get hired by someone, especially in an entrepreneurial perspective, and it works for a regular job as well, but make a fucking blip on their radar. Figure out something that you can be like, hey, see this? See this, what I did for you? See, I sold a bunch of your product, or, you know what I mean, whatever it was. I got you like 1,000 people to sign up on your email list. See, I got like whatever this, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, and you show that, showing your value, like, yeah, I'm going to hire you. Any smart entrepreneur will hire someone who they know will make them more money than it costs them. That's the way to do it. And it's I'm not saying this shit is easy. That's hard. Like to figure that out and figure out how to do that. That's pretty hard to do. But, you know, if you really want to like do that, like you can figure out a way to do it, right? Like I said, there's always some kind of way. You know, if I wanted to work for someone, I would be like figuring out how I can hustle their shit so that I'll get noticed by them. So they'll be like, oh man, this guy's serious. This guy, like, I need to hire this guy. I need to get this guy on my team, right? And a lot of the people that are on my team in some way did this in some form or not. Hey, what's up, buddy? Dude, Matt, Engineered Truth is here. Man, and this guy, I love this guy, Matt. He's awesome. So you guys got to check out his channel, by the way. If you haven't gone to Engineered Truth, you know, he's awesome. He's like the pimp in the Philippines now. He's like pimping it. He's awesome. So he's got more than his shirt off. All right. So let's see. Man, I don't know which question to answer. I don't know whether or not to talk about, you know, should you work for someone or create your own business, or flat Earth, because flat Earth is so interesting. There's so much, you know, with the flat Earth, those guys, because it's like, if you actually looked into it, it's actually pretty interesting. And I'm not saying I'm a flat Earth person, but I'm just saying that, like, okay, this is why I love flat Earth. Okay, if you really, really look at the flat Earth theorists, okay, and I'm not even bullshitting you. This is not even like funny. Like, if you look at their arguments and you like, if you have an open mind, okay. Now, again, I'm not saying it's true. Don't misunderstand me, because I know a lot of you are going to like flip out and whatever. I don't give a shit. But if you really actually look at, honestly, if you had an open mind and you said, I don't know if the Earth is flat or not. I don't know. I mean, let's just hear what they have to say, okay? And you look at their arguments, right? It sounds really compelling. They have explanations for everything, okay? Now, why do I bring this up, okay? Why do I bring this up? Because if you see this and you see how crazy the idea of the Earth being flat is, okay? And you have approached with an open mind and looked at what they say, okay? And there's a ton of shit out there. If you look at that, at what they say, all right, and you see how compelling their arguments are, realize that in your life, there's a bunch of shit that you believe that ain't fucking true. That you don't know it's, like, you think that's true, but you're just believing some very compelling arguments. You don't know what the actual truth is, or you don't know how to know whether it's true or not. So it's just a really good lesson, right? It's just a really good lesson, just because it shows you how easily facts and arguments like can be made up to support any cause. Any argument, any cause can seem good. It can seem right, what anyone is saying, right? And you can get sucked in. And so how many of your current beliefs are like that, right? How many of your current beliefs are some stuff that you don't really know if it's true? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really know. So look at the flat Earth stuff. Honestly, like, you know, just to see that. Again, I'm not saying that the Earth is flat. I'm not saying that I agree with them, but I'm also not saying that, like, that like, there's like this 1% of me that says, well, maybe they're right. It's like 1%, okay? But I'm gonna keep that 1%. Because crazier shit is possible than that, right? There's a lot of things we don't understand. So again, not saying it's flat, but I'm just saying, like, go and figure that out, and just look at that. Just look at that. This is just a good example. Okay. Let's see. Just picking out a random question here. Have you read the 5-Second Rule? Yes, I actually thought it was a really good book. I thought it was going to be a shitty book. I was almost going to like cancel my Audible on it and get a refund, but then I read through the whole thing and it was great. So I recommend it. So here's a good question. Game Dev Underground says, John, do you think false beliefs can benefit you sometimes? Abso-fucking-lutely. Why can false beliefs benefit you sometimes? Okay, here's why I think this. All right, my email is john@simpleprogrammer.com for business queries. So why can false beliefs benefit you sometimes? Because you don't, okay, in order for something to work, it doesn't have to be right. So there's a lot of models that we have, okay, that are wrong, yet they produce the right answer. You don't have to understand the reason why things work for them to work. Does that make sense? So a lot of times, like, there's a lot of woo-woo shit out there that we don't understand why it works, but it does work. Like, one of them would be affirmations, okay? So let's say, I don't know, what affirmations, like, how they work, right? And so maybe affirmations are false shit. Maybe affirmations, it's total bullshit. Like, repeating the same thing over and believing it doesn't make shit happen in the universe. But maybe it does. I don't know, right? But it doesn't matter because the people who do it get the results. So maybe that's a false belief. Maybe if you believe in affirmations, it's totally false. It's totally unscientific, no truth to it at all, completely bullshit, completely false. But if you do it, you're going to get the result. Now, why? Maybe it has to do with neurochemistry of the brain. Maybe there's actually a physical reason for this. Maybe it has to be just the fact that you're thinking about something, and so it's more likely to happen. I don't know what it is, right? There's a really good book by not Doug Adams. What's the guy that did the Dilbert comics? Anyway, it's called How to Fail at Anything and Still Win Big. Is it Doug Adams? No. I don't know why I remember his name anymore. Anyway, he talked about this a lot in his book, and he was saying, I don't know why it works, and there's explanation for it. So my point is, like, there's a lot of things that we don't know, that we might actually have a false belief about, okay, but it still works, right? Take meditation or prayer, for example. Like, I mean, there's a lot of world religions out there, and different religions. Scott Adams, thank you. So there's a lot of people. They can't all be right, okay? They can't all be right. But meditation and prayer works, right? Like, it does actually work. Like, so people are believing some wrong things, and they're doing them for the wrong reason, but they're still working, right? I mean, there's a ton of examples out there. So don't worry about having wrong beliefs. Worry about having effective beliefs. Effective beliefs are better than right beliefs, because you can believe the right shit. I know a lot of really educated Mensa people that have really shitty lives and are doing things wrong because they know the facts, they know the figures, right? I was just watching a Ty Lopez thing where he was interviewing a hater, and this hater was kind of stumping him on the stuff, and it was like, well, yeah, but he's actually doing it. Like he might not answer the question, he might not know, but he knows how to, like, get the shit done. And so having false beliefs is not important. Having effective beliefs is important. So if you're doing something and it's working for you, you don't have to understand why, right? And maybe someday you'll understand the truth behind something, okay? But do you see what I'm saying? Does this concept make sense? Effective beliefs, okay? It's a hard concept, and it was a hard pill for me to swallow. But once I started to realize this, I realized that, like, and let me tell you what got me on this, okay? Ty is not a scam. All right, like, I'm gonna get him on the YouTube channel so you guys can hear it. And I don't want to go off tangent here, but we'll pause and we'll talk about Ty later. But here's the thing. Okay, so what got me going down this path was that and it totally changed my life and totally changed my career and changed everything. And all the success that I've had is due to this. So this is important. Is I started talking to a lot of millionaires and successful people and decamillionaires whenever I'd meet them out of, through an introduction or something like that. And I'd ask them, what is the best book that you'd recommend that everyone reads? And they kept giving me the stupid Think and Grow Rich shit. Right? And I had read Think and Grow Rich. And it was like, I had read halfway through it and I was like, this is such bullshit. Like, this doesn't make any sense at all. But they kept on saying it, right? And I was like, this is woo-woo crap. Like, this is basically like, mind over matter, like believing, the secret, the law of attraction crap, right? Okay. But they kept on saying it. Like when 50 successful people give you the same book, you better fucking like think that there's something they know that you don't know, right? I mean, it's like when one person does, you're like, this is a crazy Yahoo, whatever. But when that many people, right, successful people, you better listen. So I listened, okay, and I read the book, and I read it like, saying, okay, this has got to be, there's got to be something in here, and it changed, like my perspective changed. I started like actually believing some of this woo-woo shit and trying it out. And so again, it made me realize that I don't know if this is crazy shit, but it works. Right? So that's the whole thing. Like, I went to Tony Robbins' seminar. Again, a lot of people are like, oh, he's a scam artist, blah, 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 right? And you might say the thing about Ty Lopez, or I don't know. It doesn't matter. But effective beliefs are more important than true beliefs. Right? That's the thing is, like, you don't have to know why it works. So you might have to believe some reason about this or whatever it is, but is it effective? Is it actually, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is such an important concept. And so I stopped using my analytical mind to determine whether a belief was valid or not, and started using the result, empirical evidence, to tell me if a belief was valid or not. If I held the belief and I took action on that belief, and that resulted in a good result, right? Then I did that, and I do that in my life, right? So I'm a realist, but I'm also an optimist. Like, I'm always gonna believe I'm gonna fucking succeed, and I'm gonna crush, and I'm gonna dominate, right? The bulldog mindset. That's not necessarily true. I believe it. I choose to believe it because it's beneficial to me to have that belief. Because having that belief, right, rather than the victim mindset belief, which maybe that's the truth one, I don't know, it doesn't fucking matter. But having that belief is the thing that makes me successful. That's the thing. It's a much more effective. It works, right? That's a much more effective belief. So if I could give you that piece of advice, it would be have effective beliefs. All right. So God 6 wants to know, John, natty or not? 100% natural. People will doubt it, but what can I say? Like, if you know about me and this topic comes up all the time, I'm not interested in being the most fit guy. Like, I'm interested in becoming the guy that was capable of building the body that I want. You see what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's more about who I become in the fucking grueling journey that I go through to do this kind of crazy shit that gets me in the shape that I want to be in. That's more valuable to me than I could get fucking hit by a car tomorrow and lose it all. Okay, I could, plenty of things could happen to me that could make me, I could get sick or get some kind of disease that would make me lose all of this. But no one can ever take from me the fucking hours in the gym, the fucking hard runs, the diets, the grueling like shit discipline that I went through in order to get to where I am. And that is what is important. That's the thing that carries over. And so, yes, you could take my physique from me. That could happen. I could lose all that. I could lose all my money. But you can't take the fucking work I put into it and what that made me become because of it. That you can't take away from me, and that's what's valuable. That's when the fire fucking burns everything, that's what's left. Let's see. When is the Simple Pecs program coming out? Hook me up. Let's promote on my channel. Affiliate cut. Definitely, Matt. It's coming out. So the plan right now. Okay, again, and I keep on altering the plan because I've got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm also trying to perfect the program. But my plan is to get cut up more so than I am now. Like I'm still like I'm all right. Like I mean, I got abs coming in, but I could be better. I could be more cut. All right, like yeah, that's not bad, but I could be more cut. Okay, so I want to get more cut, get totally ripped. Okay, and then maybe it'll be like 6% body fat or so, and then what I'm gonna do is get a professional videographer and film the workout part of it, right, and film like the promos for it when I'm jacked. I'm also going to compete in a physique competition, a bodybuilding physique competition. Not a regular bodybuilding, but physique. It's more judged on the aesthetics of it, right? And then I'm gonna put out the program. So we're looking like probably February, March time frame. But yeah, that's the plan. And I've been tweaking it. Like I've been figuring out stuff that's making it better. So all right. Jin Lee wants to know: have you read The Universe? What's up, Jen? Good to see you, man. The Universe Doesn't Give a Flying Fuck About You by Johnny Truman. I haven't, but it sounds like a good title. I'll have to look up that. So, Floopy wants to know, is that body hard to maintain, John? Yeah, it is. Let's see. No, I'm not at 14% body fat. I seriously highly doubt that. So, but but yeah, actually, you know what? There's an illusion of the wide hips, which is that, I mean, it's not like I definitely, obviously I've got somewhat wider hips, but the illusion is the back fat. Like I seriously have back fat. Like it's bad. Like it's kind of crazy. Like I'm like jacked and ripped, but that's like the last place to lose is. So that's just how it goes. Like sometimes your genetics say, fuck you. You want to lose, you want to get shredded, you're going to have to get rid of the back fat. So that's how it is. So can you release your program as John Swolmez? I don't know about that. I was thinking like Simply Shredded. So yeah. So answering the question on maintaining and how often I work out, I only lift Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I lift for 2 hours. Okay. I run like Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and I do Muay Thai Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday now too. So I put in probably about on average 2 hours a day of workout. Maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe it's like an average 2.5 hours. So, but that's just like how it is. That's just my life, So, and then that's what it takes to maintain it. So, and busting ass when you're doing it. So, am I familiar with Chris Guzman's channel? No, I have to check that out, but okay. You guys are fucking nuts. Like 16%. I actually had DEXA scan and it's like 11%, like on a DEXA scan. So yeah, you guys, like, okay, I'll give you a hint here. If you can see like abs, you're definitely at like 10%, like for most people. The other thing like that a lot of people don't know about body fat percentages is that like the bigger you are, the less the percentage is, right? Because it's relative, right? So the more muscle that you have, the less fat that you would have. Like the same amount of fat would be distributed over a larger surface area. Makes sense? So if the same amount of fat is distributed over a larger surface area, the percentage is relatively. Calipers and stuff is kind of like, it's weird. It depends on the amount of muscle mass that someone has. But okay. Engineered Truth has a question here. So he says, simple programmer, do you classify yourself as retired or semi-retired? That's a good question. So I classify myself as retired. Why? Because my definition of retired is when you no longer have to work for money. Like you choose to, right? Because you've got enough passive income where you don't have to work. So, that's how I define it. That's how I define retired. Like retired is the point where you've made it, where you don't have to work anymore. You've got enough passive income to last you for the rest of your life at the living style, the comfortable living style that you want. So that's how I would define it. But I mean, some people could say semi-retired because I'm working, I'm still doing stuff to make money, but it's my business. Like I don't have to if I don't want to. So that's how I define it. All right, what do we got here? Let me see. it's so funny across the board. Like Semicon Semijan is saying, John, my worry is that you may be actually like 5%, which is getting pretty damn low, too low. I'm not 5%, not anywhere close to 5%. But it's just funny how people have different opinions. Like, what does the number matter? What matters, honestly, is like when I talk to people and do training with people, is I tell them what matters is what you see in the mirror. That's what matters. It doesn't fucking matter what a scale says or a caliper says or a percentage, right? It's like when you look in the mirror, do you have the result that you want? If not, then you're not where you want to be. So it doesn't matter what the actual number percent. You see what I'm saying? Like the percentage can help you for metrics, like to measure progress. But aside from that, I mean, what would happen if you got caliper test and you're at like 4% body fat, but you looked fat, or you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't matter like what the number says. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay, so I've never understood that. Okay, so yeah, Matt Andrew Truth says I consider myself semi-retired too. Cool. Yeah, you've done well for yourself. I mean, man, I wish I had the knowledge that you have, the knowledge at your age, man. That's awesome. Like, it's really cool. So let's see here. Are we going to really talk about Bitcoin? I don't really want to talk about Bitcoin. I will tell you, okay, here's the thing I'll say about Bitcoin. Fine, because you guys want to know about Bitcoin. What do I think about Bitcoin? So here's the thing, okay, about Bitcoin. And I'll answer the we are in a simulation question in a second here. But a lot of people, like, okay, here's the thing, okay, and I kind of talked about this before, but I don't know what's going to happen with I talked about the speculation versus investing in one of the other live streams, so I'm going to try and not go down that direction so much, even though I really want to like choke people that are speculating and say invest, because you know it's just such a bad choice. But I'll tell you this: the cryptocurrency technology is here to stay, right? That is the future. Right? There's no question in my mind about that, right? That blockchain, cryptocurrency, it makes sense. Like this Pandora's box has been opened and it can't be stuffed back in, right? It's here to stay, and this is the future. You know, we are going to see the elimination of fiat currency in our lifetimes, I believe. But that does not mean that Bitcoin is going to continue to go up. In fact, you know, I would say that we're approaching what I would call the realm of bubble. Okay? Now, I'm not going to make a prediction. It could go up like 500% from here, and I don't want to tell you that it's not. But I will say this, okay? If I'm putting a bet in Bitcoin, I'm not putting it in the coin. I'm not buying the currency. Now, I know some of you are making money, and you've been making a shit ton of money, and I know a lot of people that are doing it fine. Like, just realize there's risk involved, okay? It's fine. And if you can, get that shit to work and make some money, go. All power to you. But I'm just saying, like, if I'm seriously investing, I'm investing in the technology. I'm investing in companies that are doing things with the technology, right? So what's a better investment than Bitcoin itself, or than the cryptocurrency itself? The trading platforms that are trading it. Because that's guaranteed to increase and make money no matter what. Those companies are, like, that is a 100% solid investment in my mind. Because if it goes down, it's going to be good. If it goes up, it's going to be good. You see what I'm saying? Like, because companies that are building stuff on top of the idea of blockchains and cryptocurrency, that's where I'd be investing. Building your own company based on that, that is like the sure bet. I don't know. Like, you can't predict the future on what's going to happen that Bitcoin. And I know Engineered Truth, he's got some money in that, and that's fine. Like I like, if you've got the money to risk and you can stand the risk and you're paying attention, you know what you're doing, like Matt is from Engineered Truth, totally cool, right? But you better have an escape plan if the shit hits the fan, because it's going to happen real fast. If it doesn't, liquidity is going to be hard to come by at that point, because we've seen this happen historically. So I would be careful for sure. But if you can ride the wave and you can make a bunch of money real fast on that, great. That's fine. Just realize that it's a speculation move. It's not not a solid, true investment. And if you're gonna like build long-term wealth for yourself, you got to figure out solid long-term investments. In my mind, it's real estate, right? I have a real estate course. You guys can check it out. If you've clicked the card, if it's working, you can see it. Or you go to simpleprogrammer.com and go to products and go to the real estate course, and that's like a solid investment. But Bitcoin is a speculation. It's not going to be an investment. It has high volatility. The VIX is very high on that, and I would be very careful, right? So it doesn't matter what anyone says. No one can predict the market. No one can predict the market. So just because something's been going up doesn't mean that it'll continue to go up. Things can crash and come down. So that's the thing. And like the other thing is, like, stop kicking yourself for not buying Bitcoin or holding on your Bitcoin from 2010 or whatever it is. There's a ton of things that you could have bought or done in 2010 that would make you millions of dollars today. Bitcoin is just one apparent one that slaps you in the face because you're in the technology field and you feel shit about it. Stop kicking yourself. Like it's stupid to do that. Like just, you got to let it go and just, like, you know what I mean? Like, I could have bought Apple stock 30 years ago. Like, same thing. So. All right. So yeah, and I agree about that. It's likely to be like a pyramid scheme at this point. Like, it's kind of the way that it's working. So yeah, Andrew Truth has it right. It's more gambling than investing. Yeah, speculation is gambling. So, and if you can beat the house, great. But you can't count. Don't make don't bet your future on that. All right. Let me see here. You know what? I promised I would answer whether I think we're living in a simulation or not. I like Elon Musk's theory. He was not the first person to come up with this. There's actually a really good book. Well, it's I don't know if I call it good. I guess it's good. It's crazy, but have you guys heard of My Big Toe? My Big Theory of Everything? There's actually a 3-volume set. I've only read the first of it because it was pretty crazy, right? It's definitely, like, it's mind-blowing crazy, okay? So if you haven't checked it out, go check out My Big Toe, My Big Theory of Everything. And the guy in there is really convinced that, like, he's got a whole theory of why everything is a simulation. There's been people that have said this. And my answer... It's kind of a complicated answer, and it dives into religion. So some of you have been asking me about religion as well, which is essentially this: is that okay? So there's no difference between us being in a simulation or not. So let's bake that a little bit more. So there's a really good book, by Joseph Brenner, that's called, what is it called? Joseph Brenner. I think An Impersonal God. I think that's what it's called, or I think that's what it's called. So, okay, and in that, and this is kind of an Eastern philosophical concept, right? A Buddhist, you could say whatever, an Eastern concept, which is this idea that God is everything, and we're all God, and we're all one, right? This concept, and most people really don't get this, right? It's the Tao, like it's very, very related. Like, there's a ton of things. Stoicism to some degree it embraces this concept. The transcendentalist thinkers, right? Henry David Thoreau, Ralph Waldo Emerson. They basically embrace this in a different way, right? But so essentially, okay, if God is everything, and everything is God, and everything is all one, right? Then it's no different than being in a simulation. It doesn't matter, because the same exact, again, what I said about beliefs not mattering so much as being true as being effective, it comes down to this, is that, like, if if like your consciousness is an illusion, right? And if you're in a simulation, it is, because you're just a simulation, okay? If that is an illusion, that's the same thing as you being God and God being you, is like it all being one, right? The implications of that are exactly the same, right? And so I've kind of come to the conclusion that like somewhere around there is where the truth is that it's all like that, like our feeling of being separate and being a separate consciousness is somewhat an illusion. I mean, that's really hard for your ego to take. Like, it's like, I don't like it. At surface level, I don't like it, okay? But it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. Like, if you're an expression of God's will, okay? Well, and when I say God, it's like, God, everything being God, right? If you're an expression of this consciousness, this universal consciousness, it's the same thing as being the expression of a code, of a program. Does it make sense? You see what I'm saying? Like, I know this is kind of like crazy shit out there, but what I came to is, like I said, essentially the conclusion that it doesn't matter, because it's the same thing for that to be true and for us to be in a simulation. All the same implications apply, right? But ultimately, it doesn't change anything. Ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter, right? I mean, does that change like how you live your life? To know that you're in a simulation, so it doesn't actually matter at the same time. So I don't know. It's definitely something to think about, and I think in some way, in some form or another, we're in some kind of a simulation. Whether that is a physical simulation as we understand simulations, or just a random thought that our consciousness coming into being through us, which is where I tend to lean, is that I feel like the entire evolution of everything and everything that's come out is like the expression of one singular consciousness expressing itself in the physical world. Okay? And that's where, I know that's pretty crazy shit, but that's kind of where I land after, I mean, reading literally hundreds of books, talking to so many people, spending a lot of time in philosophy and philosophical thought, and pondering a lot of this, and doing a lot of research. That's where, like, all of the people that I consider wise are basically in some way saying the same thing about the universe and how it works, and it's all comes down to this one concept. So there you go. How's that for a deep thought for today? All right. Did Dave Maritz wants to know, did I read Unscripted by MJ DeMarco? I did. I have a signed copy of it here. MJ is a pretty cool guy, so it's a good book. I still prefer the Million book, but I'll take that. All right. What do we got here? I should probably be wrapping this up sometime soon. If you guys haven't done the Pluralsight Deal, by the way, go do it. You will be happy if you do that. It will be worth it. I promise you. I will stake my reputation on the fact that if you buy the Pluralsight subscription and get that deal, that it will be worth it to you. So, all right. Did I ever do mushrooms? No. Let me see what we got here. Some weird ass questions tonight. Have you ever programmed drunk? I can't recall programming drunk, but I must have done that at some point. I just don't drink. So, I used to more, and I programmed more, so I would imagine that there must have been some kind of overlap of drinking and programming. Let me see. John's ISP is ignoring net neutrality. It is. It's fine though, because then they'll offer me. They'll say like, hey, if you want to like do some live streaming, you pay us extra money, and I'll say sure. Sounds good. Good deal to me. My competition won't be able to pay it, so hey, there we go. If I'm willing to pay the money, give me the live stream. People are gonna all lose their shit now because they said that. Have I ever played Minecraft? Not really. Like I played around with it a little bit. Do I smoke marijuana? This always comes up. No, I don't do drugs because it's a crutch. Because if you have to do drugs in order to, escape your life or some way or make things better for yourself or drink alcohol or to gain some liquid courage, things are all crutches. They're not bad in themselves. They're not morally. I don't give a fuck about that. I give a fuck about doing something that I consider that's going to weaken me in some way, and that's going to weaken me if I have to depend on something in order to change my state. If I can't control that myself, or I need it to build courage in myself, or to achieve something, I don't. I want to be independent, self-dependent, free, and so I don't want anything that's going to enslave me. So there you go. Now, I'm not saying. I mean, some people could possibly use, drugs or whatever, and not use it as a crutch. I mean, I'm highly skeptical of most people that would say that they're not. But I could conceivably say that that's possible, right? So I don't judge you. I don't care. Like, do whatever works for you. I'm not gonna fucking moralistically judge you. But I will say that avoid crutches in life as much as possible. Otherwise, you're going to become dependent on them, and you're not going to be building the toughest, strongest version of yourself if you have to use a crutch. So, would you consider ketchup on French fries a crutch? I don't know about that. Are hot showers a crutch? They could be. They could be. They could be. Right? I mean, that's it. Like, you can't, like, things depend on the person, right? It's all contextual. It's a crutch, maybe. Here's a good one. Here's a good one from Sergio. He says, John, I'm struggling in quitting movies and TV series. I know your viewpoint is this subject that you need to produce more and then you consume content. Any tips on changing my mindset? Okay, I'll give you a quick one here. Movies and TV benefits you how much in life? This. Zero. All that time you're putting into that, it's just, in fact, it's giving you a negative benefit because you're actually, like, what comes into you defines who you become. It's simple. Like, think about it. We're machines to some degree. We take input, and everything that's kind of like you, right? That how you develop and what you become has to come from somewhere. It's not self-genesis, right? It doesn't just come out. Like, you can't just will yourself to become something. I mean, you can, but you do it by what you take in, right? So what I'm saying is that, like, if you're watching TV and you're watching movies and you're spending all this time wasting this time, not only are you wasting the time, but you are deciding to let someone else or something else basically control who you become and hijack your free will and make you into what they want you to be. You want to know why so many people are mindless fucking idiots who believe stupid shit and waste their time on Facebook and, like, have ridiculous, just, like, victim mindset and believe all of this crap that they hear? It's because they're letting all that come into them, and they're becoming the product of what they consume. So control what you consume. You are what you eat, okay? So control what you consume. So, yeah, you could be, and if that mindset clicks for you, if you're like, that's what, like, if you want to overcome any kind of addiction in life, you have to change your mindset in order to change behavior. If you change who you are and who you see yourself, behavior will change automatically, like that. If you try to stop a behavior, it's not going to happen. It's like a rubber band. I've talked about this before in a live stream. Pulling back, it's eventually going to snap, and it's going to snap back the other direction. So you want to change something about yourself, you want to break a habit, change the mindset, right? And that's the mindset to have. What I just told you about movies and TV, it's not that you're just like stop with the bullshit excuse that you need a break and it's relaxing and you don't need this. You don't need shit. Okay? You need to fucking work more. You need to, like, you don't even know, right? Most people, what it is to actually, like, push yourself to the fucking limit. You think you're there, but you're not there, right? Go and fucking, push yourself physically. Do something that's going to take you to where it actually is. And then you'll see you don't need a rest. You don't need a break. You don't need to like mindlessly relax with something. Like if you're at least going to like take some kind of a relax, like meditate. Or like take good input, like read some good books, listen to audiobooks, right? Spend that time doing something that can still be just as enjoyable, right? And relaxing to you, but at least you're getting an input that is making you become who you want to become, not letting some producer, some television station, some media, some fucking whatever great conspiracy of whoever is pulling the strings. I don't know, but letting them just determine who you become. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. Let me see. I gotta just check my message here because I've got some messages coming in. So someone is saying that I did try cannabis cookies. Not really though. It wasn't like it didn't actually. It's not like I've never had marijuana. Okay. Of course I've had it, but I don't do it. So, all right. So let me see what I got distracted here. I had a good one. So, okay. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna have to call it pretty soon here. I'm giving you guys extra time because I don't think you should have to fucking pay for the fact that I can't actually put a link into a window. Like I wasted so much time with that, so I'm giving you guys extra time because of that, because you shouldn't have to pay for that. You should be able to get your questions answered. So someone asked me, what do you think about no FAP? So yeah, let's talk about that. What do I think about that? I've got a video. If you search on my channel on porn and masturbation, I've talked about this before. And my stance hasn't changed at all. And I'll tell you, like it's been like at least 2 years that I've been clean of both of those things. Like, in fact, I think it's more like closer to 3 years. So why? Because I don't want a crutch. And that's a really, really powerful crutch that controls a lot of people's lives. Okay. And so if you are addicted, which most guys are, like, let's not be embarrassed about this shit, because most guys, like 99% of guys, look at porn and masturbate. Like, let's just be honest, okay? And that was me. Let's be honest. Like, I mean, like it's just like people are like, oh, I can't believe you're saying. Is this not a reality? Like, like, I mean, everyone's gonna deny it, but is this not reality? It is reality. So let's deal with the fucking problem. So why are you doing this? You're getting a need met that you have in a very low way to fulfill that need, right? It's not benefit, like you're getting a reward without doing the work. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so that's a crutch. Like anything that's going to, like, if you didn't have this, how would you get that same need filled? You'd have to be a little bit more fucking brave. You'd have to have a little bit more fucking balls, right? Let's be honest, okay? You might actually have to go and try and get what you want out of life. You might have to go from being a little pussycat into a fucking tiger. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want you to be a fucking tiger. I want to be a fucking tiger, right? I don't want to be someone who's like able to, get the cheese without running the maze. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to be good at fucking running the maze. So that's what's influenced my thoughts. And so again, is it just the no FAP thing? No, that doesn't have power in itself. Okay, this thing is like being jittery on me, but that doesn't have any power in itself. Okay, I mean, some people are obsessed about this crazy thing. It's about changing the mindset, and I need to like put my PC in performance mode or something because it's all like chopping up on me. But it's about changing the mindset. It's about choosing, like, if you're a man and you want to become the best version of yourself and the most masculine man that you can, like, visualize in your mind does that person need a crush? Do you need a weakness? Do you need to like have help in this area? Or are you going to go and get what you want for yourself? Are you going to go and right? And so that's what it comes down to. And that's what like flipped the switch in my head is like, am I a fucking kitty cat or fucking lion? You see what I'm saying? I'm a fucking lion. Like, I don't need this shit. Like, how weak am I? Like, I don't want to be weak. So I'm not gonna be weak. You see what I'm saying? Like the mindset shifted, and I realized like when I came up with the best version of myself and who I wanted to become, it was someone who wouldn't even consider that. You see what I'm saying? That would be like, to you see what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying judge yourself and like beat yourself up and hurt. You are where you are, and you are who you are right now, and you're where you are. But work on again inputs, changing the mindset. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you change your inputs so that you're putting in the input, right? Read a lot. I'm going to do like a video soon here, so on the top 10 books for men or so. Maybe I don't know if there's actually even 10. It might be like 5 or 6 that right. And so take that input in to and that's going to change your mindset, which is going to change. It's going to make it so this habit is able to be broken. This addiction is able to be broken because you're going to visualize yourself in a different way. And that's what's going to, like any kind of habit can be changed just like that. As soon as you find the right visualization where you have actually what you want to become and what you believe about yourself changes, then that is when things change instantly overnight. Things that you've struggled with for years. Okay, it can happen, and I'm telling you the truth. And some of you are not going to believe me. It's fine. It doesn't matter. So let's see. How many books have you read this year so far? I think probably like, oh gosh, like 60 or so. I'm not sure where I'm at now. I'm going to do my wrap-up post at the end of the year where I do a quick review of every single book I read this year. I think last year it was like 60 or something, or 70. So let me see. Jin sent a tip for me. So it says, are you the best version of yourself yet? Hell no. I am not the best version of myself yet. I'm not even close to the best version of myself yet. Okay? I'm going to keep on growing. This is like I'll never be the best version of myself because here's what I do. Actually, it's kind of funny. I heard something that like echoed my philosophy so much. There's this speech that what's his name? Matthew McConaughey, right? He gave this acceptance speech, I think. The thing is chopping up, but I think I might actually just have to end the live stream because my video is chopping up so bad. But okay, so Matthew McConaughey, he gave this acceptance speech. You can Google it, you'll probably find it. And he talked about like they asked who his hero was, I think, or something like that. Or he talked about who his hero was, and he said his hero is himself. Right? And I was like, wow, I thought I was the only person who ever said that. And he's like, myself 10 years from now, right? Like he said, myself 10 years from now. I don't know. But, okay, so, and then he said that when I get there, then it's myself like 10 years from now. And I don't remember exactly what he said. I might be misquoting it to some degree. But essentially the concept was that, like, he envisioned himself 10 years from now, like in the future version of himself, and that's who he aspired to be, right? And so, have I reached what I would call like the best version of myself that I envisioned 5 years ago? Yeah, I exceeded that, but now I project further into the future, and I see like who do I want to become. And who am I going to become in the next 5 years, the next 10 years from now? And I'm striving to become that person. So, does that make sense? Like, you see what I'm saying? So no, I'll never reach that goal of becoming the best version of myself because I'll always of myself, the version 3.0, version 4.0, and you should be too, because that's the thing that's going to motivate you throughout your entire life. And that's why, like, you don't, quote, retire and then quit and you're done. Like, it's never done, right? David Data has a good book on this called The Way of the Superior Man. He starts off with basically, it's never done, never finished. So, be your own fucking hero. That's exactly right, Brian. So, All right. How we doing here? I'm the chopping up is bothering me quite a bit, so I'm gonna probably have to call this pretty soon here. Julio wants to know when I'm going vegan. I'll probably do an experiment with that at some point, but I can't do it right now. Let me see here. I'm gonna give maybe one or two more questions, and then I'm going to skedaddle. I haven't used that word in a long time. Beast says the video is chopping, but I still have a question. Sometimes I lose focus on my identity, who I want to become. How do I stay focused on that? That's a good question. Okay. You need to sit down and you need to have a really good talk with yourself and really come up with a vision of who you want to become. You need to really define this out. You need to visualize in your mind how you want to walk, how this person talks, what do they say, what do they wear, what do they look like, what kind of attributes do they have, right? And you need to really see yourself as that person, because it is you, because you want to aspire to be the best version of yourself, not someone else. A lot of people make the mistake and they try to be someone else. Don't be someone else. I want you to vision in your mind the best version of yourself possible. Okay? And you got to have that crystal clear. Take the exercise and do it multiple times if you need to. I've done this myself. Okay? And I still do it. Okay? But when you have that, then you start acting as if you're already that. You really spend some time, some deep time, seeing that as your identity and playing that role, playing that part. Okay? You say, if I were this person who I envisioned, how would I play the role? Right? It takes the pressure off because you're just an actor playing a role. Okay? You're just having fun here. You're just playing the role to the best of your ability. That's going to keep you focused on that. That's going to remind you. Sometimes I'm going for a run. Okay? Like today. I was going for a run. I was trying to hit 8-minute miles. And I did. Okay? But I had to tell myself, I'm wheezing. I'm like, oh man, I don't feel like I'm fucking running today. And I had to tell myself, who the fuck are you? I just say it to myself, who the fuck are you? Are you John Sonmez? Are you a fucking bulldog? Are you bullshit? Because if you're bullshit, then fucking stop. But if you are what you say you are, then be it right now. And I sped up. As much as it fucking hurt, I sped up. You see what I'm saying? That's the power of it. It's so you got to remind yourself throughout the day, right? I went out today. Like I said, I had lunch with my buddy Noah Kagan, and normally I fast until 5. But I made an exception because in this case, really, really good opportunity. He's an awesome guy. I want to make sure that I spend some time with him. We all went for ice cream, and I didn't get ice cream. Okay, I mean I got some tacos, right? Or earlier, but I didn't get the ice cream. Why? Because I said to myself, it would have been real easy to say, well, it's not a big deal, it's whatever. But I said to myself, who the fuck are you? I asked myself this question a lot. Are you the guy that's ice cream? Who you say you are? Do you really want to be this? If so, do it. Take the action, right? And when I was overcoming a lot of my fears, I did the same thing. I would say, well, I guess you're a pussy, or maybe you're not. So which is it, right? There's only one answer, only one choice. You can only pick one. So you got to pick one. So which one are you going to pick? And then I would pick, right? So there you go. So we're getting a lot of lag. So I'm just going to do one more question at this point. I don't know why it's so laggy, but something net neutrality like. See, I'm getting a taste of my medicine, right? Because I was I talked about how I was against net neutrality because I'm a libertarian, and any good libertarian has to be against net neutrality. I mean, there's more to it. I have a video coming out, but now I'm getting hit by it. That's karma. That's karma for you, right? So let's see. People don't understand why we're taking off the shirts, because that's what this whole thing is. You need to give it the fucking program, dude. So, all right, what do we got? One more question, and then I really do have to go. I gotta go take a shower. I've been working out and stuff. I gotta answer a bunch of email. Let's see. Watching you live has a different impact than the pre-recorded videos. That's interesting. I just feel like live is my environment. I feel so much better live. I don't know why. It's so weird. So, all right. Okay. Let me. This is the one that I'll do. So again, well, okay. People are asking about Pluralsight stuff. I'll just not, because I'm doing simple programmer stuff. But check out the Pluralsight Deal. Like I said, I talked about it earlier in the live stream. But man, this is really driving me nuts with the lag. All right, so there's one last question here that I think is a good one that I'm going to answer. Okay, where is it? I actually, like, my whole computer is like slowing down from the live stream. I don't even understand what the heck is going on. So, where is it? I lost my question. There was a good question here. Oh, okay. Here it is. It's from Anon. And he says, how to stop obsessing about relationships / happiness and focus on work. I think that's a great question. So many people are focused on relationship, which means like, I'm lonely. Lonely. I need a girl. I need a boyfriend, need a girlfriend, whatever it is, okay? And happiness. I'm not happy. I'm depressed. My life's just shit. I'm happy. And so, how can you, what is the question is how can you, and focus on work? Here's the thing. The thing that's going to bring you the most fulfillment and joy in life, like if you think about it, right? The thing that you're avoiding, right? The thing that you don't want to do is fucking do a lot of hard work. You don't want to go through pain. You don't want to go through struggle. You ain't nobody want to go through lift no heavy weights, right? As they say. All right, so you don't want to do that stuff. But if you look back on your life, and you look back at not necessarily the moments where you're the most happy, but the moments where you felt the most fulfilled in life, where you felt like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like life was worth living. It's right. It's when you did that. It's when you got down and you fucking picked up the shovel and you fucking dug that hole. It's when you put the work in. It's when you conquered the obstacle. It's when you went through the pain and came out the other side. That's when you felt like life was worth living. Okay? And so what you have to understand is that as a human being, I'm susceptible to this as well. I'm a human being. I want to go after pleasure. I want to go after the shit that I want. I want to eat fucking Oreo cookies that have trans fat that never leaves your body. I want to do the stuff that, Ray Dalio would say is first order effects. I don't want to do the second order effects, which are the things that are actually good for me. Right? I want to avoid pain. I want to avoid work. I want to avoid challenges and problems. And I want to go towards pleasure. But here's the thing. It's like, those are the shit. If you want to feel the stuff that you feel the most remorse and guilt and sorrow and worth isn't worth living, it's the things you're running towards. It's the shit that you think you want. But it's always bad. It's never what you want it to be, and you feel bad about that shit, right? So you got to reverse that. You got to realize, you want, again, and ironically, when you pursue the second order effects, as I'm listening to Ray Dalio's Principles book, and he talks about it that way. But when you pursue the thing that is hard work, that is difficult, that is pain, and you go and you step into the pain, and you step into that, and you embrace that because you realize logically that is the thing that's actually going to give you the more fulfillment out of life. Ironically, when you do that, the other things happen. The other things come to you automatically, right? The relationship, the happiness, all of that will come to you as a result of that. Because when you're king of the world, when you're on top of the fucking world, when you're owning it, when you're owning your shit, when you feel good about yourself, you've got that confidence because you know that you're a fucking lion, like I said, not that kitty cat, and you're conquering shit, then you're magnetic. Like the shit that you want, it comes to you automatically. Like you live this semi-charmed kind of life, but it comes from changing your focus from the pleasure, from the things that you want, to shifting it into the direction of steering right into the fucking pain. When you do that, that's when things change. And that's when those things come into your life easily. You chase fucking happiness, you chase relationships, you chase getting rid of loneliness, you chase your wants and your, quote, needs, they run away from you. You stop chasing them, and instead you chase what you don't want. You chase the pain, and after you. So work on becoming a better version of yourself. Work on building discipline. Work on becoming the person who embraces and walks into the pain and appreciates the hard work, looks for where they can grow themselves, where they can stretch themselves, where they can rip themselves apart and rebuild themselves. Look for that and focus on becoming that. That's all you have to focus on. And all the other shit will come automatically so easily rather than you chase it. You chase it, it runs away. So there you go. All right. That's all I got time for today. Someone wants to know if I'm describing sex. I am, kind of. Basically. Same thing. All of life is sex. All right, guys. It's been fun. It's been fun. I like this. This is awesome. You know, and no one went off and was a dick. So, all right. One last thing. Again, I'm going to talk about the Pluralsight thing real quick. You can find the link in the chat, in the cards. Email me if you couldn't figure out how to like click the link or whatever. But it should be working. And yeah, there you go. And if you haven't signed up for my email list, like this is how you find out about all this shit. And like I'm gonna start posting on the email list the live streams. So I'm gonna announce them on there. So if you're not on there, you're not gonna get it. Go to simpleprogrammer.com and sign up on one of the pop-ups. And there, I should have a sign up in there. Like my business partner is gonna be so pissed off because he'd be like, "You're not tracking this." I don't know where it's like you're skewing our conversion rates on the website and stuff. So, but you know what? It's all right. You guys just get on the email list so you don't miss this stuff. Because that's like my real time communication. Whereas a lot of times on the YouTube videos, it's like 4 weeks lag because I've queued stuff up. So there you go. But all right, guys. Hopefully you found this useful. And like I said, I'll definitely do some more of these streams in the future. And have a good night.